Okay, this story just in. Nick Cannon, he's a famous TV and host of things. He was on America's Got Talent, show that showed America's Got Talent, but also showed some goofy things. But there were some weird talents in that. Some of them got to be Las Vegas acts and things like that. And if you ever watched it, it seemed like they kind of ran out of a lot of their good ones there after a while. I don't know if it's even still one, but Howard Stern was on it and other things, and he used to introduce acts. Sometimes he'd get in on the act, and you could kind of tell that they had already kind of gotten it going before that time too. But still, it was cool that they put him in on it, and it's a great way to have somebody that's an MC do something here. But sure, he did something silly, and so let's get into this real quick because he's been fired. Nick Cannon, the actor, TV presenter, and general jack of all trades, was dropped by Viacom CBS this week, making a series of anti-Semitic comments on his podcast, and a bunch of anti-white comments too, by the way. On a recent episode of his podcast called Cannon's Class, now I don't know if this is meaning that he's trying to teach people something or he's showing off how much class he has, but it's called Cannon's Class, and he interviewed Professor Griff, a former member of Public Enemy who was infamously fired from the group when he gave interviews claiming that there was no place for gays in society, and that if the Palestinians took up arms, and his words, not mine, went into Israel and killed all the Jews, that it would be all right. And he said that you were responsible for the majority of the wickedness in the world, and that the were financing experiments on AIDS with black people in South Africa, and that the have their hands right around Bush's throat. He also mentioned something about the Rothschilds. And so uh, that got to be quite an issue whenever they were talking about it, apparently, on the show here. Now, he's interviewing a guy, Professor Griff, but this guy is not a professor. This is just one of those things where black people put names on themselves. Like, this guy used to be an MC before he got fired, but whenever I was a kid, everybody tried to put MC this, MC that, and stuff onto it, and that's like Master of Ceremonies. But let's just continue here. So he's put everything on here, and you wouldn't believe what he also said about Caucasians, but it gets worse. For he's only testing the waters at this point, and so on the podcast, Cannon said that black people couldn't be anti-Semitic when we are the Semitic people. Now, there's a pause right there, for this is one of those things where we have a problem in modern day America, and it seems to be growing in Europe, where due to identity crisis and different other psychological issues, they jealousy, envy, and being very covetous and so on, they would like to claim to be somebody that they're not, definitely. And so there's a problem and an issue, and we definitely need to have that conversation, but for some reason it doesn't happen. Here was an opportunity, and I wonder where this will go, but because I think he has his job at Fox, but well, as of 10:44 he has a job still, as I know of, at Fox, but nothing in the works just right now. But so this is where they claim that they were Semitic people. In fact, he says, "We are the Semitic people. We are the true Hebrews." And I didn't know this existed till very recently, really. I research ancient civilizations and do things, but I had no idea that blacks had gotten themselves all wind up on trying to say that they were the people of the Bible. But it's been apparently something that's going on for a long time. It needs to be discussed. For even when he goes off on white people, he says that somehow they were trapped up in a little mountain in the Caucasus area and didn't get enough sunlight for a while, and it made them mean to the world and all this type of stuff. And yeah, and he goes off on it. It's hilarious, but that's not really what got him fired, apparently. For you can tell who you can't talk about by what happens. So he claims that, and then Professor Griff claimed to Cannon that he was talking about how Jews controlled the media. And that's a long time anti-Semitic conspiracy thing. And he was saying, I'm hated now because I told the truth. And Cannon added, you're speaking facts. So he doubled down on the idea. In a statement given to Variety about Viacom said that they condemn bigotry of any kind and we categorically denounce all forms of anti-Semitism. We have spoken with Nick Cannon about an episode of his podcast, Cannon's Class, on YouTube, and which promoted, is it just on YouTube? Which promoted hateful speech and spread anti-Semitic conspiracy theories. You wouldn't believe what I put in a video, and you can hear I'm being a little bit careful now, but I put in a video and wham, oh my gosh, and stuff, and then, but sometimes I'm trying to refute another video straight up, and then that one's just still on. It's kind of, it's disgusting, but let's not talk about that. While we support this ongoing education and dialogue in the fight against bigotry, we are deeply troubled that Nick has failed to acknowledge or apologize for perpetuating anti-Semitism. Doesn't say about white hatred, though. And we are terminating our relationship with him. We're committed to doing better in our response to incidents of anti-Semitism, racism, and bigotry. Viacom CBS will have further announcements on our efforts to combat hate of all kinds. And so they're going to end up making their own little statement. So Nick comes right out after he gets fired, and he says, anyone who knows me knows that I have no hate in my heart, nor malice intentions. You mean malicious intentions, Nick? I do not condone hate speech nor the spread of hateful rhetoric. Well, that's what you were doing, Nick. We are living in a time when it is more important than ever to promote unity and understanding. And that's definitely not what you and your people are pretty much doing right now, Nick. And especially with their fake BLM matters, where the lady has even come out and directly said that she is a trained Marxist. Makes you wonder where that training came at. But then he posts again. Until then, I hold myself accountable for this moment and take full responsibility because my intentions are only to show that as a beautiful human species, we all have more commonalities than differences. So let's embrace those as well as each other. We all family. We are all family. And then he has a praying thing, so I don't know if he's praying to the Caucasian god or what goes on there, but still couldn't have a full one without a grammar error, but I guess he's just trying to be hip. He is an MC and everything, right? So what this person says here is, okay, well, he didn't really explain himself. Mostly just spewed some word vomit and called it a day. Now he's RTing people supporting him who claim that, yes, cancel culture struck again. Well, that's a two-way street, definitely, for cancel culture. But, no, this is, racism. Yeah, that's what it's called. And, no, whites are racist. No, see. This whole thing, we was Egyptians and da-da-da. You have no idea. I had no idea what was going on. I started making videos about it everywhere. I made a couple about Egypt, and all of a sudden, wham, they come in trying to tell me I didn't know anything. It's hellish. So, cancel culture is struck again. Curse those bullies for thinking maybe it's a bad idea for one of their employees to spout anti-Semitic conspiracy theories that have plagued society for centuries. I won't share those tweets because, dear Lord, who needs that in their life or any more Waskangz things, right, guys? But I think that's what we really need to make the conversation about and get things well understood with people so we can continue correctly down this road if we're to continue. Hopefully people see this once they came out from being trapped in their houses for all this time and come out into the light, the craziness that happened. For it only took some simple little misconstrued event or two, and next thing you know, people are gone crazy. That's definitely you holding yourself accountable, Nick. So that's what she's saying. Cannon is still employed by Fox, yep, and so has his fingers in many pies still, so let's not deify him as some scrappy underdog speaking up against media censorship or whatever. He's a millionaire and stuff, Mariah Carey, blah, blah, blah. No, this was just a definite mistake, but no, it wasn't a mistake. It was something that's showing you exactly what's been going on, and maybe that's the mistake. Maybe there's a problem there. So he'll be fine because cancel culture doesn't impact people with too much money and not enough shame. He'll probably release a terrible diss track again, huh? So who knows, but he's still on at Fox right now, but I would predict that he shouldn't be if everybody else can. And if you remember back, this all started with Roseanne and from some people before that, and this idea of cancel culture and that goes on, and it could get vicious. People should leave BS alone, but they can't keep from picking at it, and there's a problem. But to turn around and call yourself the original Hebrews and all of that type stuff that's been well debunked into the ground. One black guy was referring to it as a clown circus. Another one said that that's something black kids say whenever they're young and ignorant and they rile each other up over lies. But I don't know. I'm not part of that culture. Anyhow, guys, like, share, and subscribe, and let me know what you think about this happening here, and if you think or not that we should have that actual conversation finally that people are so scared to have, because if you have the conversation, you're racist. Well, it seems like we're having much more of a problem the other way in our current America. And this is 2020. Peace.